Hi everyone, welcome to a Stamping to Share video. My name is Kate Kalthoff. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! And today I'm going to show you how to create these two beautiful cards using the Swallowtail background stamp from Stampin' Up! So here are the cards. There's a couple of products on here that are either retired or very close to it. Today is June 4th and it's the very last day that you can order from both our retiring 2013-14 annual catalog and our occasions mini catalog. Now, unfortunately, the background paper that we're using, Watercolor Wonder, it is just gorgeous. It's been one of my favorite ever. Unfortunately, that has already sold out. But I did have this card planned for today, and so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Let's get started with the measurements. This is Daffodil Delight cardstock, and it's cut at 5.5 by 8.5. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to just fold this in half along the score line, and I'm going to use my bone folder and make a nice crease so it'll lie flat for us while we work with it. The next piece of cardstock is Tangerine Tango. This is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, and then I did go ahead, run it through the Big Shot machine with the tulip border embossing folder. Now I also know that is being discontinued, and I'm not sure if it's available or not. That's that time of year where it's really hard to keep track of everything that's coming and going. But as of tomorrow, we'll know for sure what's available and what's not, because 2 of our catalogs will be history and we will be left with just our brand new, spankin' brand new 2014-15 annual catalog, which is gorgeous. Now what I've done is I've just gone ahead, I've used multi-purpose liquid glue, just a skinny line all the way around to adhere this panel to our base card. The next panel that will be adhered to our card is a piece of basic black. It's cut at 3 1/8 by 4 3/8, and it is also adhered directly to our card front. And this will fit exactly in this tulip border section. Okay, now the next thing is our designer series paper, and this is what we're going to be stamping on. So I am going to set this aside for a moment, bring some scrap paper into the picture, and give you a couple of tips about stamping this butterfly. This butterfly stamp, as you can see, is quite large. I am going to use StazOn black ink to stamp it, and I want to make sure that I have it well inked. So I have my StazOn re-inker here, and I am just going over the top with re-inker. And you can see how that's kind of soaking in. My pad must have been a little bit dry. So we have that all re-inked, and now I am going to flip it over, and I'm just going to give it a little twist as I put it, pat and twist as I put it onto my card, or as I put it onto the stamp, and you can see how bright and shiny that's getting, so I know that it's well inked. Now what I'm going to do, did I tell you the measurements? 3 4 1/4. And what I'm going to do is just turn this over, and because it's a clear mount stamp, I can see exactly where it's setting up on my piece of paper. So I'm just going to put that face down over the top of my designer paper and press down. And we have a beautiful inked image. Now I'm going to do the same thing also with another piece of Watercolor Wonder Designer Series paper in the same pack. I'm going to ink it up off camera since you've seen me do that once already. And we are going to stamp this. So again, I am positioning it over my paper, stamping it, and voila. All right. Now we can go ahead and adhere this to our card fronts. So I have this card front right here, so I'm just going to use some multi-purpose liquid glue again on the reverse side and set this down in this layer. And I can kind of wiggle it just a little bit and make sure all of my edges are nice and even. And now I also have the same card prepared but in a different color. This is Smoky Slate. I have a strip, a 1/4 or a 1/2 by 4-inch strip of coordinating designer paper on the inside, and I'm going to put this butterfly down. And I did use Island Indigo on top of Smoky Slate instead of the Tangerine Tango to pick up the colors in this cardstock, or into this designer series paper. So now I have that put down. And now we are going to put this inside strip on the yellow card, since I haven't had a chance to do that. So that's again a 1/2 inch by 4 inches right here at the bottom, just to bring some continuity to the card from when you open it up. And now the finishing touch, the thing that makes this card kind of wonderful, is the 3 inch by 4 1/4 inch piece of window sheet. You can see how that's kind of picking up the light. And how do I put that on without my adhesive showing? Well, it turns out that this variegated designer series paper along with the butterfly leave me a couple of ideal options. So I'm taking my glue dots with my paper piercing tool, and I'm going to put one glue dot up here where you almost can't even see it because of the butterfly wing, and I'm going to do the same over here, and then one more. We only need 3 to hold this down. And then we're going to take our window sheet and just hoover it over the top so that we get all our edges lined up and pressed down. And we have a completed card. And I'll do the same thing now with this one. Again, I'm just going to take mini glue dots. I like using a paper piercing tool to pick those up. We're going to add a mini glue dot here. See how that just disappears into our card? You can't even see that. So this is an ideal card to make. I'm sure we can use lots of other designer series paper. I just happened to have this all cut and ready for my video today, and then found out this morning that the watercolor wonder paper had already been sold out. So sad, it was such a good one. So anyway, here we go. Here are the 2 cards. Hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Have a great day, and thanks so much for stopping by Stamping to Share. I truly appreciate you. Bye-bye.